good team, especially when we were not really shooting well, especially at the rim.
Kim, that sequence at the end of the first half, that last minute 20 where it went from 2-point lead to, the threes, the steals, is that what you want this team to look like? Does that kind of encapsulate the vision of what this team could be?
That is it right there. That minute, every minute. We just got to do it. I think it just came from our defensive pressure. And we were hitting shots, we were sharing the ball, but we were just really in their space, making them uncomfortable. And we pick and choose still when we want to do that.
Outside of really that fourth quarter, you're able to avoid kind of getting into any sort of foul trouble or into the bonus. What do you think kind of led to that? Just the game playing out that way or playing certain defense or what?
Yeah, it was like the quickest game we ever played. It was nice. We've been talking about it, so I think we did a better job of adjusting. I think we did a better job of being in our gaps defensively, so there wasn't so much happening right at the rim until the fourth quarter when they decided to pressure and just go right to the rim, and that's when we wanted to foul them and be shot blockers.
For Ruby and Jewel, I know y'all were really kind of too young to remember much about Pat Summitt, but this being We Back Pat night and Summitt on the jerseys. For both of you, what does this kind of game like this mean, particularly at Tennessee?
I think it's special just knowing who Pat Summitt was, as the coach here at Tennessee and the legacy that she left for, not only women's basketball, but just women's sports in general. Just being able to play here at Tennessee, having a lot of greats before us and, being able to put this jersey on and play with pride, I think it was very special.
I think a lot of teams, like in NCAA, they all wear We Back Pat shirts and we all support it and all, but like playing here in this environment and at the place where she actually coached is a completely different feeling, and it's special.
Ruby, it looked like you had a message on your shoes tonight. I'm not sure if you had written it on for specifically tonight or if they were maybe older shoes and you wrote something on them, but can you just kind of dive into what that message was and why it means something to you to write something on your shoes?
Yeah, I only write something on my special shoes, shoes that I wear and I played a special game in them, and pretty much everything on there was faith over fear, mind over matter, reminder that I play for my city, I play for my family. And then I'm just grateful to be playing a game of basketball. I feel like I wrote on my shoes back in COVID, and it really just reminded me that every day we get to wake up and play this game is a blessing, because at one point we couldn't, and that's just what I think about every time I look at them.
This was one of the most complete games you guys have played, and just offensively felt so much more fluid. Could you feel that in practice this week, that you guys were starting to really click on the offensive end, and what did you see out there tonight that really helped, really get that fluidity going?
Yeah, I definitely did. I think we were moving the ball better, playing off of 2 feet better, inside-out threes, pushing the ball better with our point guards, getting paint touches and getting to the rim if they can, but also looking for mismatches. So I thought we were very patient on offense and under control, and a lot of people stepped up.
Coach, how important was it for Talasia to be impacting the game in a variety of ways early when her shot wasn't falling, and where did you see that impact the most?
Yeah, I think she was really definitely struggling in the first, half of the first quarter. And then when she turned it on defense and got a couple steals, got some easy buckets, she really helped her team out. And then it was all downhill from there.
Next to Paige, and then Maria, Ryan, and Caleb.
Ruby, you mentioned the lettering on your shoes, keeping you focused. Do you think that fed into your 20-point performance? I think it's the first time this season you've had 20.
Oh, yeah, I'm very superstitious. So if I could wear them shoes again, if they wasn't purple, then I would wear them for the entire rest of the season. So, the last time I wore them shoes, surprisingly, it had 20. So,
You can wear them next game. And if you have 20 again, we'll talk about it.
Thank you.
You paid her to ask that question.
Coach, I know, obviously, you know who Pat is. You read all her books. What did it mean to you to participate in this game as the head coach at Tennessee, and then the staff, of course, wearing the shirts? And then a two-part question, because I know y'all get on the road. Vanderbilt is a weird place to play with the way the court is set up and the benches. on the baseline. Have you ever been in there? Have experienced that bizarre setup? And then
No.
does it change anything?
I haven't, so I actually didn't even know that until like 5 minutes ago. So you're just going to have to wrap your head around it. And maybe with what you can do is you can change your positioning in practice. I was taught a long time ago to kind of stand where you stand in the game so you have the same angle. So maybe in practice I'll be on the baseline for the next couple of days. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. If you're coming down our sideline, we can talk to you. Now it's going to be hard.
What about this game and being Tennessee's head coach?
No, it is amazing, and it's still very humbling, and you got to pinch yourself that you are the head coach. But just to be a part of it, and like Jules said, at the place where she coached, she did so much for women's sports. She did so much for this university. She did so much for the game, and it's really humbling just to be here.
For Ruby and Jewel, when Talasia gets going like she did in the second half after maybe not seeing her shot fall as much in the first half, what's that like from your perspective?
She can do that all game. She she can do that all game. Like, I feel like she's definitely one of the best defenders in the SEC. It's very, very hard getting past her. Like, I play against her in practice every single day. Like, it's hard. So I feel like when her shot's not falling, she really like gets up and takes pride in playing defense, especially when we encourage her to do so. And then on the back end, she come down and scores 16 points in the second half of the game. So it's amazing.
Yeah, I say the same thing. I told her going into halftime that she sparked us, you know. She got 2 big steals, and then we got 2 big threes. So when she's not scoring, she still impacts the game, whether that's on defense or just getting offensive rebounds.
For either player as well. Samara mentioned on her TV interview that y'all knew Mississippi State wanted to get out and transition. How did you feel that transition defense worked tonight?
I feel like we definitely could have did a little bit better playing some transition defense at times. We found it a little bit hard to match up, and we know we're supposed to match up fast. So that just comes with more talking and just being more focused and locked in on the little details.
You said it's a different feeling when you actually play for the team that Pat Summitt obviously coached at. Did you have an opportunity? I know it was mid-game, but they always play her singing Rocky Top. Did you have an opportunity to look up and just kind of take it all in?
I don't know if it's going to get me in trouble, but I did. I actually seen her. I seen her sing the song with the microphone walking up to the scorer's table. Like, it was hard to miss. Like, it's really hard to not pay attention to it. So.
And to piggyback off that, I heard it too, and I was like trying to look my new coach goes.
That's why you got scored on the blob. Yeah,
I know, no, that wasn't why, but I was like trying to look awesome.
Coach, when the team kind of gets in the groove like they did at the end of that first half, what do you like the most about the mentality that they have aside from just the play on the court?
I think they just played hard. I think it makes the bench gets excited, and we just play hard, and it's just effort based. We're up in your space. We're not going to let you advance the ball. We're not going to let you get the ball across half court. I think it's a mindset, and I think it's a mindset we need to be more consistent at.
Kim, I noticed that Samara Spencer had come out before the 90-minute clock started, came out to sit down with you, and I feel like I've seen her out early sitting on you with the bench before games before. Just, what does that relationship mean to you, and what did you think of her performance tonight?
Sam's special. She's always in here, always laughing, joking. I was joking with her today and said, I kind of like you. And she said, kind of. So she's special. She makes practice light, and our practices aren't always light. Our practices are competitive. Our practices are hard. We run a lot. And she always finds a way to make the people around her laugh. And so she's a special, one-of-a-kind player.
The game, it seems Z was struggling with the layups in the post, and there was a moment where you talked to her on the sideline. What was that messaging to her, and how nice was it to see her get those specific layups late in the game?
Yeah, she was doing everything right. Her shot just wasn't falling. So just trying to put some confidence in her and tell her to just slow down a hair. And who knows if that was good advice or not, but just trying to give her something, because she was getting to her spot. She was getting clean looks. She was working hard. It's tough when you have your players taking good shots and they're not going in. So just trying to help.
Jewel, circling back to a bit earlier with Pat singing Rocky Top, I believe Coach said in one of the, when she was hired, that she was never going to sing Rocky Top. Have you heard it yet? And then, Coach, what would it take for you to sing it?
don't think I've heard it yet. I don't know.
I don't really go sing.
She's not really like a singing
I'm
person.
not really a singer or a dancer. I will sing it in the privacy of my own home or a
She
crowd.
hasn't danced yet.
We
No,
gonna get her
not
to sing.
no,
We
yeah.
need to make her
We're gonna
dance.
get her to
If
sing
y'all can
Rocky
win the
Top.
championship, we'll talk about it. But until then, on a daily basis, you think I'm gonna walk around singing and
No,
dancing?
but like,
You said you don't pay attention in the huddles.
Coach, everybody talks about Jules scoring, but her passing has really been on display over the SEC play. What makes her such a good passer, in your opinion?
I think she's had a really, really good basketball IQ. She sees the floor. She's not selfish, so she's not always just looking at the rim. And she plays with really good pace. It's hard to speed her up. She controls the tempo when she drives.
Coach, you can take this, or Ruby, or Jewel. It's one thing to take a charge. It's another thing to take a charge when a 6'7" player is bearing down on you. And Samara Spencer just stood in there and took it. I mean, she's a little smaller compared to who was coming down on her. Just what does it say about her toughness to be able to stand there and take that charge?
Yeah, she's tough. She'll do it in practice. She probably takes 2 or 3 charges every practice, too.
Either for Ruby or Jewel, we've seen Coach kind of pull someone aside a few times now when they come off. What about Coach kind of motivates you guys in the middle of a game when she has those one-on-one conversations with you guys?
I would say she just keeps us calm. Like she tells us what she sees on the court that sometimes that we don't see. So just giving us advice, whether that's on the offensive end or defensive end, but also like you all referenced, like if we're down or something like that, she's talking to us to give us confidence because she has faith in us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.